Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you guys want to see how I got this look by using the Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star, follow me and I will show you the tutorial. Alright guys, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is dip into the color Flourishing. It is the second row to the right. So you just dip into that and you just go ahead and put it on the outer part of your eye, so above the eyelid. When I first looked into this palette, it like gave me the idea of Peacock. My mom loves peacocks, so when I looked at it, like the image just popped into my head and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a peacock inspired look with this Blue Blood palette. And so that's what inspired me to do today's look using this palette. Okay, so just dip into it one more time. Well, I'm dipping into it one more time. If you want it higher, go ahead and do it higher. If you like it the way it is, you can leave it the way it is. It's just your preference on how high you want to go towards the eyebrow bone. I'm just going to go a little bit more higher because I want to contrast about both colors that I'm about to dip in right now. And you'll know which ones I'm going to be dipping into right now. Oh, if I didn't mention, I do apologize. I am using like a flat brush to use when I'm using the Flourishing color. Okay, so now you will be getting a fluffy brush, like so. And then you will be dipping into the shade Mint Tea. And then when you dip into that, it's going to blend out the Flourishing color. And it's okay if you get it on your lid. We're going to do a cut crease or a half cut crease, so it's not a problem. So just go ahead and blend that into each other. Okay, then go back into the Flourishing using the same brush. You don't need to clean it or anything. Dip into the Flourishing color and then go back and redo the inner corner. I mean the inner crease. So that color could pop out even more. So you want to do it in circular motions rather than just harsh. So again, circular motions, so that way the product could go up even more towards the eyebrow bone. Okay. Like so. And then I'm going to go back into Mint Tea just really quick and then just kind of clean up the edges of the Flourishing. I'm not going to do it too much, just so that the harshness of that can like blend in nicely. Okay. In the same brush, the fluffy brush, go back into Flourishing and then tap that on the outside of your lid. Dipping into one more time. doesn't have to be all perfect. So now I am getting another flat brush, like a super flat brush. We're gonna do a half cut crease. We're gonna stop about here, and then everything else will be a cut crease so that we can add additional colors. So for my concealer, I am using the L'Oreal Infallible in color 01. So what I like to do is I like to scrape the bottom, keep the excess on the top, get the brush, and kind of tap that on. I know some people like to put it on their hand. You could do that as well, just to save me time and not get concealer all over myself, which I know will happen. I just do it that way. Alright, so now we're going to cut the crease. Just said mark it, and then kind of like look up a little bit, and then you'll see the lines of your crease go like a little above that. Remember, take your time if you can. And just color it in. With the top line, kind of go, sorry, I don't want to open up my eyes, I don't want to move the line. With the top line that you just did, go a little bit more further out, like you're doing like a diagonal. And I'll explain why right now. So what you're going to do is wipe off the excess, either on a napkin or the back of your hand, however you like, and then just kind of go back into the concealer on top of your lid and kind of tap it in. Okay. Now wipe off that excess again. And then what you're going to do is tap in the edge of your concealer. Let me zoom in really quick. So you tap in the edge of that. You see? I kind of like blend it in. So by you just bringing that line out a little bit, it'll have that like diagonal nice effect, and it makes it easier to blend with the color that you have on the outside right here. So let me bring yours back out. And if you want to wipe off your brush again, you could do so as well. And I would also just, it'll also prevent it from the concealer spreading onto that color also. I'm using another flat brush, sorry. Okay, now I will be dipping into the color Blue Blood and going into the outer middle. Kind of bringing that out towards the middle of the lid. When I looked up at the camera, I kind of smeared the color, or the concealer. So if that ever happens, you could just go back into it with the flourishing color or the color that you're using on top, and then just kind of spread it out, or you could just leave it and smear it with another color. That's what I'm going to do right now, that's why I'm not really worried about it. So just go back into Blue Blood. I like the way this palette blends in too. It blends in well together. Like, it's not hard where you have to keep like trying to blend the two colors together. This one, like, it's really easy to blend in. Okay. It doesn't have to be too perfect. And then you'll be getting another brush. So this one I'm using a smaller one, also a little flat, because since the inner corner, I still want that crease to be nice and noticeable. So I'm going into the Blue Monday and going in and doing it all the way down towards the inner corner. Now I'm just tapping this color. Well, I do all colors, but this, for some reason, I don't know if it's my concealer or what, but I've noticed that when I tap and then kind of move it to the side a little bit, it leaves like brush marks. So again, I don't know if it's my concealer or what, but I don't know what that's about. But just tap it on. Going into the Blue Monday again. Now using the same brush, dip into Ocean Ice. Now this color you have to tap into it as well, because it's like a creamy glitter. So if you kind of like tap it rather than, if you brush it, it won't stay on your brush. So if you just tap it on, it'll stick, because it's like a creamy glitter. You can also use your finger if you like too. Just kind of go into like the, what color is that? Blue Blood, so it can be blended together. I'm going to go into it one more time. Remember, you tap so it can stay on your brush. You want to overlap it if you want. That's fine. Okay. Now you're going to get the brush that you used for Blue Blood. And you want to bring the Ocean Ice and Blue Blood together. So what I'm doing is I'm just tapping it. Now I'm getting the small brush again. Kind of going in to Ocean Eyes. I'm noticing that it's not really matching up with my right eye. So just dragging it out just over the blue blood color. Doesn't have that harsh line. Okay, so now what you will be doing is getting the flat brush that you used for the flourishing color, so the first brush that you used, and I'm dipping into flourishing and Undertaker at the same time. And what I'm doing is going to tap it on the outer end of the lid, and then kind of dragging it above the cut crease. Remember how I said I'm not really worried about that concealer up there? This is the reason, because I'm going to be removing it right now. So since this is like a darker color, I want it to give that contrast and break the light and the dark. So dip into it one more time. If the other side doesn't match, just fix it up. Okay. Now you get the fluffy brush. Sorry, I almost stopped it. Get the fluffy brush. And then you don't have to put any product on it, because it should have some from earlier. And if it doesn't, no big deal. So you want to go in and kind of blend the harshness that you just did with both colors of Flourishing and Undertaker. And voila, we got matching eyes. Okay, now just take off the excess on the bottom. It shouldn't be that much. It's just from the glitter that we used, so it shouldn't be that much of a big deal. All right. So now we are doing some foundation. I'm not doing any eyeliner because I feel like it's too out there for eyeliner. So let's go into the foundation. I'm using a sponge, beauty blender sponge to pop on the foundation. You guys same type of brush, but it's smaller, to get in between my eyebrows, because it takes me about like 20 minutes to do them. So it takes me a good amount of time to do my eyebrows, so I don't want to mess them up. I know I started with them when I was leaving the other eye. So if you guys want to see how I do my eyebrows, I will link the eyebrow tutorial video in the description below. Okay, so now that the eyebrows the inner of the eyebrows have foundation, set the foundation by using Rimmel Stay Matte. Now this doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be all over. The reason being is because you're going to go back into this later on as well. I'm just going to set that using a flat brush. By setting your foundation, it won't like crease or anything down the line. And this stuff really works, I really like it. Okay. So once you set that, put that down. And then I'm using the same concealer just to brighten up underneath my eyes. I don't go too crazy with this because I have oily skin, so I don't like a lot of product on my face. That will give me oily. That's why I use a lot of like setting powder and setting spray. You could also do it like in the middle of your nose and your chin and your forehead, but I don't do that because I'm gonna contour my face. So it just gives that darkness to lightness. So I'm using like a flat sponge to spread out the concealer that I just used right now. You don't really have to go into the bottom of your eyelids as much because you're going to go in there and use the eyeshadow. Okay, just blend, blend, blend. Since that is all good, what I'm going to do is get my mascara and put that on now, and then do a second coat with the falsies. They stick together. You could also curl them first and then put the mascara on, and then the falsies, and then clench them together. However works for you. Now that your mascara is on, it's time for me to contour my face. I am going to use the Morphe palette in 8L. And then I'm going to get like a fluffy, thickish brush. And I do it 2 dips in 3 colors. I use Enemy, Debutante, I don't know, and donut. And then tap. And then I go in and start contouring my face. And do it again. And do it on the sides and on the forehead, of course. Make everything match. Do the forehead. I like to tap the forehead. Okay, let's do the other side of the face. That. Where you want to do circular motions. And then go up towards the temple. And then kind of connect the forehead area. Okay. You can also do the jawline as well. I don't like doing that. I don't want to look too snatched. Who doesn't want to look too snatched? Going to blend, blend, blend. Make sure everything's matching up with each other. Okay. My little baby hairs are like everywhere. So, as you can see, the contour line plus my scalp isn't matching up. So what I like to do is I like to go into Literati and kind of like tap that in. Literati is like the perfect color to like blend the contour line and your scalp. And I know it's a little harsh right now, but I'm gonna go in with another brush and kind of clean that up. So I'm going to get my other brush, which is like a thicker, flatter one, and I'm going to go into it like that. Just a little bit, not too much. See the harshness gone away? Okay, so now what you do is to set this whole thing and to give your contour more of like a pop. You can get an angle sponge just like that, or anything that you can use to basically sharpen up your lines. I'm using the same Rimmel Stay Matte. It worked for me. You can use any type of powder, baking powder. I know Morphe has some. A lot of stores really do have them, and this is just my all-time favorite. So put it underneath your eyes where you put the concealer at. And then go back down towards like that. And then do the other side. So I do 2 towards the nose, towards the outer of the eye. And then I do 1 towards the nose. Like so. Okay. And then you do the bottom of your jawline. Like so. So I just do 1 each, 1 going down and then 1 going up. I'm just gonna smear that. And then again, 1 going up. Like so. And then last but not least, your forehead. I like to just do it in the middle. And just let that set. And then now what you want to do while that's setting, you could go ahead and go back and contour your nose if you like. You don't have to. If you don't want to, I will, just to show you how I contour my nose. I sometimes do it, I sometimes don't. Just depends on what I'm wearing or how I feel. So the same 3 colors, Enemy, Dibantante, and Donut. I just dip in it once. 1, 1, 1. And then I go from the corner of my eyebrow and then go down. I just follow the shape of my nose. Looking snatched already. Look at that. Look at the difference. Okay, let's do the other side. Remember, eyebrow from the corner, and then kind of follow the shape of your nose. And then what I do is I grab my finger and kind of like brush it downwards. Really blend it in. So it's not like too harsh. Still there, it's just like you can see it like right there, but honestly it's blended in where you just can't really see it, but it's there. Okay, so time for the eyelashes. I don't want to go too crazy on the eyelashes because I want it to be more focused on the eye look. So I'm going in with a nice flare. I actually got these at the 99-cent store. I wanted to try them out. Like them. Lightweight. Very nice. They're called Ione. Purple box. They're called Wispy Crisscross. Just make sure the eyelashes are dried. And then I am using the Duo brand. Sorry, I just opened it. I don't want to spill any glue. But it's a Duo brand in green. This one goes on blue. And then when it dries, it goes clear. So put the glue on the eyelash. Okay. Close that baby up. I like to use my tweezers to like pinch them. Blow on it for like 5 seconds and shake the eyelashes in the air, do the rest. Time to time, kind of look at it, so when the glue goes away, or mostly goes away, then you can stick them on. Alright, time to stick them on. So I like to do, or try to get the middle first. As close your eyelid or your waterline as possible. Oh no, I blinked. So middle first, let that stick, and then go in towards the outer corner, and then hold the opposite side, and then get the inner corner. Easy peasy. Alright, let's do the second eye. Eyelashes make the difference in any look. Alright, you guys. We are almost done. Alright. Second thing. After that, you get the mascara. Just kidding. Wipe the powder off. You want the glue to stay tacky and dry first before you put the mascara on. Okay. Like that. Now with this brush, you're just going to blend it in so that the harsh lines isn't that bad. Oh. Now, you get your blush brush, pointy one, and you do some blush. I'm using Essence in 50 Sweetheart color. I like 5 times. And just tap it on. Give your cheeks some color. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Just tap it on. Alright, once you have your blush, time to move to the under eye. So, want the Flourishing and Undertaker color first, since that is the outer part. So grab your Flourishing color and Undertaker using the brush that you use with those 2 colors and kind of drag out that color. If it seems too dark, we'll go back into Flourishing right now and mix it up together. Okay, go back into the 2 and do the other eye. Okay, sorry if you didn't see that. Okay, now go back into the flourishing color and do it twice. And then put it on top. Kind of like blend that together. Okay. I'm going out a little bit more. Alright, now get your brush that you used for Blue Blood. Dip into that. And then kind of bring it out. And then blend them together. Do the same thing with the other side. Now you get the smaller brush that you used for Blue Monday, and then you go into that one, and you dip it, and then go the remaining of the lower lash. Now don't go into the inner crease because we're gonna do we'll use another color for that. First, go in, and then go in again with Blue Monday. Alright, grab the brush that you used for Blue Blood and then go back into that color and then kind of work it out. Now, what you want to do now is get a fluffy brush and kind of like blend it out. So everything is very nice and cohesive and not harsh. Look at that. Now, last but not least, to finish off the eye, you want to grab a pointy brush, or any brush that you have, and go into it with Collinin, and we will use that for the inner corner. Oh, look at that. Look how nice that looks. Okay, same with the other eye. Like so. That is so pretty. Look at that. It's really pretty. And if you want to use the same color for highlight, go for it. Actually, let's try it. Look at that. Nice. Look at that. That's from the color Calling In. I'm probably saying that name wrong, but it's okay because it's pretty. Alright, and we go and do the bottom line. Did the bottom lashes, and then final part, your lips. I'm going to do a natural color lip by using Pink and Henry Mentirosa. Can you see it? Sorry, it's a little bright. So I'm going with the nude lip color. If you guys want it to be more like brownish color, you could use the Morphe lip liner. I believe it's in Sweet Tea. And just kind of outline it and then blend it together. But this is the look. Hope you guys liked the tutorial of this Peacock inspired look by using Jeffree Star's Blue Blood palette. Again, it's still in stock in his website. $52. I like it. So if you want to get your hands on it and recreate this look, tag me, lovelykaybeauty. If you guys want to follow me on all of my social media platforms, it is lovelykaybeauty on all: Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So please don't forget to subscribe and like and comment below if you want to see more of me doing tutorials and or reviewing. So see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.